Dope ass dude podcast. Transparent conversation. Real life stories. Hustling, transparent conversation. Real life stories. Hustling, grind.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, the dope ass dude, and I am so happy to be back with you guys on tonight. It is Monday, and this is my favorite night of the week because I'm here with you. So you guys already know the preliminary things. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you don't mind going ahead and subscribing to the YouTube channel, and then while you're there, click on notifications so that you can be notified each and every time a new podcast is uploaded to the site. And then, of course, if you don't mind clicking on like so that this video can be shared with others just like you. Now, if you don't get a chance to check out the podcast on Mondays, you can always check it out on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Again, on the go, you can catch it at Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And then you can always watch the podcast live each and every Monday here on Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. Again, that's Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. And go ahead and get some preliminary things out of the way. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. If you're not following me there, I would really love for you to follow me on both of those platforms. You can find me at the Dope Ass Dude Podcast, and that's on both Instagram and TikTok, the Dope Ass Dude Podcast. And then lastly, we'll give Marcus information out of the way. You can follow Marcus on Facebook. You can follow him at Marcus Williams. And then you can also follow him on Instagram at Impressive Travels. So again, on Instagram, that is Impressive Travels. And if you are looking to go somewhere in the near future and you need help planning the trip of your dreams, you can reach out to Marcus on his website, and that is www.impressivetravels.com. Again, you can reach out to him and plan your next getaway at impressivetravels.com. So I'm really excited to have Marcus on the show tonight. This guy's an extraordinary guy. We are connected on Facebook, and I have been watching his posts for a minute now. And Marcus tends to post some of the most beautiful pictures and of his travels and everything. And he recently posted a picture. It was like one of those characters, you know, that everyone is posting now, and it was him and everything that he has going on. So I reached out to him, and I was like, you know, I checked out his page again, and I saw that he was into travel, and I reached out to him, and I was like, say, dude, we got to get you on my podcast to, introduce you to my audience, and book some trips. So Marcus is like this extremely passionate guy. And he is like amazing at what he does. And how I know that is because if you go on his page, you'll see Marcus is being recognized by his peers in travel. And, he's doing some great stuff. So I'm really, really excited to have him on the podcast. And before I bring him out, the reason, and you guys know, I wrote the whole project for K. Renee, and the song that is highlighted this week is Why Can't I Trust You? And the song is pretty much talking to God, and it's talking about, what is the reason, what is the thing that prevents us from trusting God with our dreams, our hopes, our passion? And is it that, fear, releasing control and allowing God to do his thing? I think that's the case. And many times we are afraid that he's going to drop the ball like many others before. So Marcus is a prime example, because anytime you start your own grind and you start doing your own thing, there are ups and downs, and there are those moments in which you want to give up. So I thought Marcus would be excellent to have on here tonight. And we're going to go ahead and bring this cat on out so he can tell y'all about himself. Marcus, what's going on, man? Marcus? 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 Can you hear us? I don't think Marcus can hear us. We can hear him. Marcus, he can't hear us. Let me text this brother real quick. I don't think he can hear us. Marcus, I
I
think
can't hear you.
we can hear you, but you can't hear me.
No, I can't.
And I can hear you. Are your speakers up? Check your phone. Okay, he's gonna come out. So yeah, I can hear him as well. Thanks, Pat. I can hear him as well. So so while he's out, so let me ask you guys this here. Have y'all listened to the K Renee project yet? So y'all tell me that, and then someone asked me to show a picture of it because y'all may not even know what it looked like. But this is the CD cover of the K Renee project. Have y'all gone out and listened to the project? It's only 10 tracks on it, and it is like, I'm not biased because I wrote the songs, but it is like really dang on good. So have y'all listened to the CD yet? Okay, let's see here. We can get Marcus back in.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Yep.
Yeah, what's going on? Our time, man.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro? So tell us a little bit about yourself, dude.
So I'm Marcus Williams, owner of Impressive Travels, located in Houston, Texas. We've been in the industry 11 years. I work on a lot of luxury travel, but I do pretty much everything in the travel industry. I sit on several boards in the travel industry. I also hold a spot in D&I committee with other agents, and focusing on a D&I initiative for my major host agency. I also do content creating and influencing for a few major resort brands.
Nice. So how long have you been in travel?
11 years.
Oh, wow. And so wait a minute. So you were in travel during COVID?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So how did you survive that?
By the grace of God.
Because of course, business slowed down tremendously during that time, but how did you survive that? Because a lot of people probably gave up.
Actually, COVID was my best year. COVID was the first year I hit $1 million in sales.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So once everything I lost in the beginning of March of 2020, that was like my best year yet starting off. Completely lost everything, and by July, everything was back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So during that time when you lost everything, what was going through your mind?
In reality, so you gotta think about it. When COVID hit in 2020, I left my full-time job in June of 2019. So it was a point of, I leaned on my faith. And I can remember saying to myself, or out loud, actually, it was like, God, you led me this far. I'm going to trust you, and we're going to go from here.
Wow. So, okay. So you pursued and persevered through COVID and everything, and you didn't give up and you didn't quit. So just when you first started out, because I think this is where a lot of people struggle when you first started out and you started your business, because a lot of people are kicking off businesses now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has an LLC, they're doing all of these things here. Was there ever a time that you doubted whether or not you should continue?
Oh, for sure. Like for me, my first 6 months, you have to think about it. First, in travel, everybody's doing travel, right? A lot of people can't decipher between the real travel agents or people who just actually playing around with it and doing it as a hobby. So my first 6 months, it was the fact that like I'm sending quotes, I'm talking to people, and no one's booking. So doing that for 6 months straight, it does get discouraging. But at the time, it's like mentally, it was like Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm gonna keep putting into it, and eventually it will take off, right? So I started my business August of 2014. I didn't get my first booking till December 31st of 2014. And it was a small booking to San Francisco. And from that point on, it was like a domino effect. And like bookings start coming in back to back to back to back.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, because that is most people when they okay, so let me just back up because I want to ask you another question before I go here. So you left your full-time job to start this business, right?
No. So I did both at the same time. So
Okay.
my background is medical. So I worked with anesthesia for 18 years. So in the midst of that, I worked at one hospital full time. I worked at another one PRN, and I ran my agency full time. Once I saw what my agency was bringing in, now I did wait until the 5 year mark. Once I hit 5 years, you hear most small businesses fail within the first 5 years. So once I hit that 5 year mark and noticed the increase, so my business was growing every year, and it wasn't growing a little bit; it was growing a lot. So every year we was growing, going up, up, and up. So from that, it was just like, okay, if I can make this doing it part time, and when I say part time, even though I was still putting in full time hours, I wasn't giving it everything that's in me because I was still focusing on two other jobs I was doing, working at one main hospital and then working at a surgery center. So once I saw what I was bringing in part time doing this, then it was like, okay, maybe I should try doing it full time and putting everything into it. So that's what I did. Like, pretty much I was walking by faith and just continue to do what I was already doing, but just doing it full time.
Yeah. So okay, so I know you said you waited the 5 years. So what was your confirmation in, from God or from yourself that I'm gonna go ahead and do this here and I'm gonna quit the job? Because I know you probably talked to your wife and
For sure.
all of that kind of stuff. So what was your confirmation?
So the surgery center I was working at, they did a layoff. They laid me off, and I was working at the other hospital, PRN. So I started working there PRN, and it was going well. So I was, work coming in when I wanted to come in and still running my business. But once they started cutting my guaranteed hours, I started to notice I didn't need it because I was thriving off of my business. So once I saw that, had the conversation with my wife, and she was like, "Hey, we see where it's going. The vision is up to you." And I made a decision to go on and let it go. Gave
Nice.
my 2 week notice.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that is, I mean, your name suits you. I mean, because that is super impressive. Like,
Yeah.
that is really impressive that you did that. So, okay, so let me ask you this here. So, as time has evolved, now we have the ability to go out and book our own trips.
Mhm.
We can go online, plan, book a hotel, book an air flight. Why would someone come to you to book their trip?
The same reason you will go to a mechanic to fix your car. The same reason you'll go to a beautician to get your hair done. Yes, you can book it yourself, but when you are booked with a travel specialist, not someone who's doing it as a hobby, someone who is actually putting in the work, learning the destinations, learning the properties, have firsthand knowledge on the properties, that's a difference. Because only thing that when you book online, you only going off of what you see online, right? But you don't know the ins and outs. I personally travel to the destination. So what I sell, I've been to, I've toured, done site inspection on it. So I have firsthand knowledge on the majority of all the properties I'm selling to my clients, right? So one of my sayings is I wouldn't book it for you if I wouldn't stay there. And I stand by that, right? I don't just book anything just to get a sale. I don't book anything just for commission. Um, I actually care about my business and I care about my brand. So with that being said, as a Black owned business, we already have the stigma of unprofessionalism over our heads automatically. So I stand on customer service. When my clients travel, in reality, I'm traveling with them because I've already checked your tours. I've already checked your transportation. I've already checked with the hotel to make sure everything is what you requested, right? On top of that, when when the ish hits the fan, Expedia doesn't care about what's going on, right? You're going to get a 1-800 number and someone who's going to put you on hold, or you're going to be on hold. When you're dealing with a real travel agent, you're going to have a person that's there in reach. All you have to do is pick up a phone and call, and they're going to answer. When my clients travel, I'm available 24/7. When something happens, I'm available for my clientele. Because of my connections, I've already built connection in majority of the destinations I travel or send my clients to. So I have a contact person that I can reach out to if you're having an issue on property, right? Um, for instance, I had 30 clients go to DR. Hurricane hits, well, not hurricane, the coastal, the freeze hits, and my clients couldn't travel out on the day of departure. Now, Expedia is not going to get you a disaster rate. Because of my connections, I was able to call, speak to my business development manager, and get my clients a disaster rate. So now you're paying half of what you would have paid if you would have booked through Expedia, because they're going to charge you regular. I have those connections to make sure my clients are taken care of. So calling there, like, would you call Expedia and get it $200 to $300 a night when I can get it for 112? Because of the connections I built. So those are different things why you should always book with a travel agent, no matter what. Because with me or any other travel agent that's actually seriously doing this full time. But some of people's biggest mistakes is they don't research the travel agency they're using. They're going off of word of mouth or what someone is saying. With me, you can Google me. You can check my reviews. I'm there, right? My everything has been consistent for the last 11 years. Last 11 years, I haven't got anything under a four-star rating. So with that being said, I stand on business when it comes down to my clientele, right? Even to the fact that I don't plan vacations, I plan experiences. So that's a difference. Anyone can book a vacation, but who can plan you an experience?
Yeah. Okay, first I have to ask this because I've never heard of this here. What is disaster rate? What is that? I've never heard of that before.
When something happens, if you're staying at a property, just say if you can't get out, you can get a disaster rate. So instance like the people who's in Jamaica when the hurricane hit, they can't fly out. Majority of all the properties gave disaster rates. Like my clients that were stuck because of the freeze, a disaster rate. So that means there's a disaster going on and they can't get out and it's out of their control. So they're discounting the rate so they'd be able to have somewhere to stay.
Nice. Okay, so and that's one other thing that you just said, and I think this is really good. So you was talking about the stigma that being a Black owner, business owner. What is that stigma? Let's dive a little bit more into that.
Majority of we get a bad rep, and it's not all Black businesses, but I know there's some, but like the unprofessionalism, right? That's one of the main things that we get is like unprofessional Black business, right? I've even been called that due to the fact I was crazy busy that day and I couldn't give an instant response. It's just we have that stigma, no matter how good our customer service is the stigma of an unprofessional Black business. But what a lot of people fail to realize, if you do go to the business owner, go to the management, let them try to correct the issue, give them hands instead of taking to social media and bash them, right? Give them an opportunity to try to connect, to fix the issue, whatever the problem you may have, to rectify it instead of run to social media to blast them.
Yeah. Now has that ever happened to you? That they blast you?
No.
Well, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. So, okay. So I get, because I do understand the whole stigma that comes along with it. And, sometimes I am, and this is just in all honesty, sometimes I'm a little leery. And I definitely want to support any business owner, whether you're Black, white, or whatever. I want to support that. But I have had bad experiences with Black business owners. I have. Okay. And so how do you combat that? Like, so what do you do anything extra to make sure that you don't fall into those profiles, or like, what do you do to stand out?
I stand on customer service. 100%. I stand on customer service. I go above and beyond for my clients. And it's not just some clients, for all of my clients. And that's part of my issue because a lot of them think they're the only client. But it's the fact that I make you feel that way. I make you feel like you're the only client that I have. So from the time we book, we have conversations. Going through the whole planning process, I talk to my clients. And prior to them departing, I try to give all of my clients a phone call before they leave, just to go over documentation with them, let them know who will be picking them up at the airport, if there's any type of requirements they need to complete to enter the country. So I try to go above and beyond when it comes down to customer service and make sure my clients are satisfied and make sure that they understand that I'm here for them if they need me.
Like, I love that. I
Mhm.
love that. So you do that with every customer, with every client?
I try to. That's my goal. Only like if I'm out of the country, I'll try to send them an email just to go over everything, but they will get up-to-date documents at least a week prior to departing.
Okay. Okay. So how, say for instance, I come to you and I don't know what I want to do. I just know I want to take a trip. What steps would you take with a customer or a client that don't know what they want to do?
So typically, I get that a lot. I'll go through all the necessities. So I try to find out where have you been, right? Where have you been? Um, Go through those. If you want to go there again, we can try to plan it over, give you a different experience, or give you options. If you're a beach person, and you say, I want to go to Mexico, but I really love the beach, I'm not going to send you to Cabo. Cabo is not is a beach destination, but it's not a beach destination, right? And a lot of people don't know that. Cabo is not swimmable. So things like that, I ask the important questions. I ask the hard questions to get you to loosen up and tell me exactly what you're looking for. So pretty much it's just asking questions, trying to figure out where you've been prior to, so we can know where you want to go. If you want beach, if you want international, you're looking for Europe. I just go give you all the options. And if you give me, hey, I want to look at multiple destinations, I'll send you quote options for multiple destinations. And then we'll break it down. Because it's certain things like for my clients who are the foodies, or I have my clients who like certain liquors. Like those are the things I ask, the ones who want the butler service. So all those are important questions of what you're looking for. So I know exactly what to send you.
Yeah, someone is putting in the comments, I guess, question that I guess they would expect a travel person to ask them, what do you like, what you don't like? So I guess exactly what you're saying, you figure out what
Right.
they want. So I think that's really good. So Marcus, answer this here for me. So you've been in business for 11 years, and you said there in the very beginning there were times that you had to just really trust the process because things slowed down, they picked up, and all this kind of stuff. What do you think is the one thing you've been successful that has made you sustain 11 years and you're still going and you're still growing? Like what has been your trick? What is your secret for sustaining and keep going?
Consistency, staying consistent. When I say stay consistent, when it comes down to my brand, I'm 100% consistent on that. When it comes down to me marketing on my social media platforms, consistent. You hear people say, "Oh, I don't have time to do it." I make sure I'm making a post or something, letting you know that I'm still here, right? Letting you know exactly everything I do, because some people feel like, "Oh, he only does all inclusive, or he doesn't do cruises." I make posts and let you know I do pretty much. Well, I do everything. So just being consistent on letting and keeping everyone informed on exactly what I do. That's one of my main things. And then part of it is keeping myself educated, keeping myself educated on different destinations, resorts, new resorts, being very proactive on learning these destinations, these new resorts, and having my BDMs in my back pocket if I ever have a situation that I can't control or fix on my own.
Nice. I love that. And I love because and you and I have spoken and everything, and you share with me because I think one thing that you definitely do, and you just talked about this here, you continuously educate yourself, you're continuously evolving, and you're continuously creating. And it's like your boat trip that you have in the DR coming up. I think it's in March. How
Yeah.
did you create that? Like, what was the driving force behind that? Because you don't live there, but you're going to plan something in another area. How did you create that?
So one of the things was me and my guys, we took a guys trip to DR back in September. They wanted a party boat. I booked the party boat with one of my tour companies that I particularly use on a regular basis. I know the owner personally. hit him up like, hey, we want to book a private boat. And we got everything booked, solidified it in. We get there. It was just us. And it was supposed to be a, quote unquote party boat. And it was just us. Like, it was just 6 dudes on a boat. Like, so they was like, this is not a party boat. So I hit the owner up, was like, hey, I know you said this was a party boat, but this is not a party boat. What do you think about X, Y, and Z? And I presented it to him. And he was like, I love it. When do you leave? I was like, in a couple days, like, I'll come pick you up. We can sit in the office and discuss it. So starting March 14th, I will be hosting hip hop party boats in the Dominican Republic. Right now we're starting off with 1 sailing a day. The goal is to go to 2 sailings a day and eventually go from just Saturdays to Saturdays and Sundays.
Love that. So
Yeah.
it seems like you've developed a lot of partnerships with vendors and other people that do their things. Like, how did you go about doing that? Like, or what? Because relationships is so important when you're doing things for other people. And I love how you said, the resort people, the boat people, you have all of these relationships with all of these other business owners. Like, how did all of that come about? And how did you nurture those relationships?
Educating myself, right? So a lot of vendors and suppliers come into Houston. So I try to make it a goal to go to a vendors event. Like tomorrow, I'm going to meet with Fiji tomorrow. So I make it my business to meet the suppliers so they can know exactly who I am and I can know exactly who they are. So besides them coming to Houston, I do my conferences. I do like maybe 5 to 6 conferences a year, from Mexico to Barbados. Like, I make it my business to go to these events, to have those firsthand knowledge and have that firsthand experience with these suppliers so they can know who I am. So if I ever need anything, I know exactly who I'm calling and they know exactly who they're speaking with. And it makes it a lot easier because they know, okay, he's selling my brand and I know exactly who he is. I'm gonna do what I can to help him. Like, it's been so many situations that I've gotten stuff fixed for my clients just off my name.
I love that. So did you have to fight harder because of the color of your skin?
Oh, for sure. Still to this day. Like, I sit on the D&I committee for one of the largest host agencies in the US, right? Like I just sailed with Norwegian last week. I held D&I panels, the open discussions and things like that. But in this industry, in reality, it is a white industry. It's a whitewash industry. It's not a lot of Black luxury agents in this era, in this realm of business. Like, it's very few of us at the level that I'm in. Like, I'm diamond. So being diamond status is very hard to achieve because, one, we don't support each other like we should. But it's like, I have great clients. I have a great support system with my wife, my friends. So I have that brand of that community that supports me and it helps puts my name out there. But it's just all relies on what I'm trying to do and the goal that I've set for myself. Yeah. But when it comes down to the travel industry, like I said, it's very whitewashed. Majority everyone that's in this industry is older, like very much older.
So when you say we don't support each other, what do you mean by that?
Like Black people. The crab in the bucket mentality, right? We have that a lot. You see it, and I've had clients tell me that their friends, like, they're planning a group trip, their friends didn't want to book with me because I get paid off of it. So that's crazy to me because you think that you're booking with Expedia and they're not getting paid? Like, the only difference is you're doing the work. I'm doing the work for you. So why don't you think I should receive a payment, right? And the crazy part about it, you're not paying me. The supplier's paying me for doing the work. So to me, like, why is that even your concern how I'm getting paid? Long as I do what I'm supposed to do for you and make sure that you get exactly what you paid for and what you deserve to get because you're spending your hard-earned money. So that's part of the issues that we have in our community, is just that type of mindset, because I don't feel like that even should be a discussion.
Right. I mean, if you're doing a job, if you're doing the job, why does it matter? Why shouldn't you get paid? Why wouldn't you get paid? Exactly. And I think is I think people in those events, in those type of situations, people they accuse you of doing things that they are capable of doing. And for whatever reason, people think like everybody is out to get them or take advantage of them or mark up the price so
Mhm.
that they can get more revenue. But everybody's not like that, you know, and it's unfortunate that again, I agree with you. A lot of times it is us that
Mhm.
will not support us. And you know, and that could even be not just black people or African Americans. It's also I found in time that a lot of people that call us our friends, they say, "Oh, you my brother," and everything. Let you do something. Those are not always the first people to support you.
Oh, I learned that real fast in the
Yeah.
trouble. I learned that fast.
How did you deal with that?
In the beginning, it was hurtful, right? Because the people you would have thought would support you wasn't. But then I realized people who don't even know me rise harder with me, other than the people that supposed to. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my friend circle is amazing. My friend
Yeah.
circle is amazing, but it's still a few that you be like side eye and like, oh, okay. But and I say this over and over again, like everyone, you have the right to book with whomever you feel like you want to book your plan your vacations, right? But under the same token, you do not have the right to pick my brain. Once you book with this person, you can't come back to me and say, "Hey, what is that restaurant you went to in Mexico?" Ask Expedia, because I got nothing for you. Because what I learned, I pay to learn this, right? I pay my money to go to these destinations to learn this for my clients. So why do you feel that you can book somewhere else but still deserve the knowledge that I paid for?
Yeah. Yeah. That is, and I mean, I think that is one of the things that a lot of visionaries and creatives is, and I appreciate your transparency when you said in the very beginning that did bother you, because I think a lot of times when we go into situations, we think we have 5,000 friends on Facebook,
Oh, for sure.
4,000 people going to show up to
Oh, for
support
sure.
us.
Yeah.
That's not how it works,
It's-
people.
no, it's not at all.
That's not how it works. You may have a tenth of that 5,000 to show up, and maybe not even a tenth, maybe 2% of that 5,000 to show up and support you. But you know, and like you said, people who don't know you sometimes they will support you quicker than people who have known and say they love you and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, you it's hard in the beginning.
Yeah, like literally, what I before I got on call with you, one of my clients called me just to congratulate me for winning an award I won last week, and she was like, "I spread it through my church group, da 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 da. We went over, we prayed for you, this, that, and another." Like to me, that means more than anything. Like this lady, like she's been booking trips for me for a couple of years, but just to know, even know without me telling you anything that you even knew this, to even take it back to your church home, to even present that to them, you know. So it's just it's a it's a blessing, especially when you have that type of support. So it's always the ones who you think will that won't.
I agree. Oh, I agree with that because that is like, dude, people do not get it. I think I don't know. It's hard, but you have to, and that's why you really have to know that you're called to do something. You really have to be passionate about it because those type of instances can really discourage you and make you question,
Oh yeah.
like, am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Because nobody around me can see this vision that I'm trying to follow here. So, did you like? Are you doing what you believe you are called to do here on earth? And because your travel, your business go beyond just booking trips. You're making relationships. You're encouraging people along the way. Do you believe you are in the seat you were destined to be in?
1,000%. 1,000%. Um, in reality, I got in the travel industry from my destination wedding. We got married in Jamaica in 2014, right? Majority of our family and friends never really traveled internationally. And being able to see my wife, grandmother, at 80, travel to Jamaica and enjoy herself made us want to do it on the bigger scale, right? And so in the beginning, my goal when I started Impressive Travels was to educate Black and Brown people then on the importance of travel, right? That was my goal, and it still is my initiative. But now that I'm in the seat that I'm in, It's way past that, right? It's more important to me now, because now that I still want to educate Black and brown people on the importance of travel, but now I want to represent the Black agent in a luxury light, outside of what people see on, the social media, the agents who's taking your funds and not booking your trips. That there are some real agents out here that actually care about their clients, that put in the work to be able to, one, give the clients that experience that they want, and provide it to the 10th power of more than you expected. And that's my goal. Like, I kind of cater to my clients 100% when it comes down to my clients' vacation packages. I have them sending me emails, text messages when they get back of how much they enjoy themselves. And they know I don't BS them at all. That's one thing about me. I will not BS my clients when it comes down to travel. You ask me a question, I'm going to give you the truth. You ask me about a resort that you want to plan, I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's up to you to go forward. But I'll let my clients know, hey, I don't like the property. That's not a good property. And if you still choose to book it, I told you. And I've had that happen before. And I literally, I can show you the text messages. One of my clients was like, I told everyone at the wedding, you told me not to book this property. And they did it anyway. But she said, I will forever use you because you're always honest with me. Like, I don't just book to get paid. I actually book because I love what I do. But under the same, like, I know I have to, this is what I do for a living and I have to make money, but not at any cost. That's not me.
Yeah. So you have clients to come in and tell you where they want to book?
Yeah.
How do you handle that? You just book it?
No, I don't.
Well, of course you give them advice, of course.
If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell them, and I'll tell them why I don't like it, right? Especially if it's an experienced client, and I know you're an experienced client, and I know it's something that you wouldn't like. I tell them. I'm literally 1,000% honest with my clients, and no matter what the situation is, I let them know.
So if they persist that they want to stay there, then what do?
I book it. Because I told you.
Yeah.
I did my part. I educated you on it. You still want to go against my judgment, it's on you. And I let them know. Once you get there, there's nothing I can do because you insisted on this property. Now, sometimes they don't have a choice because, like the last person, it was a destination wedding that I didn't have nothing to do with. So my clients are, even though like it's big events or groups, they still want to use me. So they'll bring the information back to me. It was like, hey, I know you're going to take care of me. I don't know anything about their agent, but this is the information. Can you book this for me? And I look it up, and I was like, I don't really like this property, but we can get you a day pass there. Like, we can get you a day pass. She was like, no, I want to stay with the family. Okay. That's what you want. I'm going to book it for
you. Oh, wow. Good. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's really, really good because a lot of times, like when you and you said that you can go on Expedia and they have these pictures and you see the pictures and the hotel looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great and all this other kind of stuff. And then you get there and you like, what juke joint am I staying in? Like, oh wow. So most places you recommend, you've already stayed there.
So either I've stayed there, I've toured it, or I book clients there on a regular. I just don't book something off the whim. If it's like a destination I haven't been to, I have a circle of travel agent friends that I'll reach out to and ask them on properties that they think will be best for my clients. Like, that's one thing about like the agents that do this seriously, we help each other. And so when it's something like, one of my good friends is a specialist for Italy. So if it's something about Italy I don't know, I give her a call and she'll help me through it. And it's going to be the service that I still provide for my clients. And it's going to be from an expert, because this is what you do. This is your expertise. So I have those type of connections with my friends in the industry that I can call. Like, I have friends been in the industry almost 30 years that I'll call and ask questions for them.
So Marcus, where are you headed? Like, where do you see Impressive Travels in 5 years? Who will Impressive Travels be in 5 years?
So the goal is maybe be on TV. Like I'm working with a videographer. So now when I do my site tours and inspections, it'll be broadcasted on YouTube and things like that. I'll start my YouTube channel, and the goal is to do like a travel series and just branch off from that and go from there. Like I've had TV offers that I've turned down that wasn't a perfect fit for me, but um, that's the goal. It's just to branch out of the travel industry on a bigger scale and get into the television side of things with when it comes with the influencing and just broadcasting impressive travels all like on all streaming networks, because like what we do this seriously. Like even when it comes down to my agents that works under me, I don't just bring on anyone. All of my agents have to travel or have at least 5 passport stamps in their passport book, because I'm a strong believer if you don't travel, how can you plan someone else's travel? So all of my agents travel. That's a standard to even be a part of Impressive Travels. You have to have at least 5 passport stamps. Let me know you done been somewhere. Like, because you have people who will jump in this industry and just start booking, and you ain't never been anywhere. How can you tell someone something and you ain't ever been outside of your hometown or anywhere? So like that's one of my main things. Like everyone in my agency, we all travel. Now I travel like crazy, more than anyone else in the industry in our the area, but it's, we all travel. We all have, it's a passion for all of us. We all have the same goal. Like all of them said the same thing. I love the travel, and I want to educate more Black people on the importance of travel outside of Miami and Vegas.
Facts, facts, facts. So let me ask you this, because you just said something super interesting, and I definitely want you to expound on this here. You said you had TV offers,
Mhm.
but you said they didn't fit.
Right.
What do you mean they didn't fit?
It wasn't a fit for me. It didn't align with my goals and my morals, right? I've had big celebrity opportunities to work with people, and it's like once this particular celebrity reached out, wanted me to do this buyout and all this, like it would have been really crazy for my business, right? But for the morals, what I stand on, it wasn't a fit for me. Like once I saw what you did on social media, and it didn't align with my spirit, so it wasn't gonna work.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so I have so many questions on that. So you said it didn't align with you and
Mhm.
and what they, may have presented on social media, because that is, again, you living up to your name of your company, impressive, that because a lot of people would just jump on that.
Mhm.
They would jump on it and they wouldn't think anything about their, whether it's in alignment with anything. They would just think, okay, I'm going to maximize on this opportunity. I'm going to make it about me. I'm going to do this here. So to turn down something that could have been pretty big,
Mhm.
that's pretty impressive. So like were there times that you second guessed it or questioned whether or not you should go along with it, or was it just an instant no, this is not me?
No, I was going through the process. And I don't know if it was God or what. They came across my Instagram, and the video came across my Instagram, and I just saw like the nastiness, right? And just like it was, to me, it was just like, it was a real popular blogger, and I was like, no, this I can't do it. It's not working for me. Like, yeah, I want to be bigger, but at what cost? Not like I can't. I'm not selling my soul for it. Like, no.
I love that. I love
Mhm.
that because, like I said, a lot of people would have gone with it. They would have just gone with it because they would have felt like this opportunity may never ever
Oh
come
yeah, for
again.
sure. Yeah,
But
because it was talking about booking like roughly 500 people for this major event coming to Houston. Wanted to do arena buyout, hotel buyouts, all that. It sounded perfect. It was great until I saw who it was for, and it's like, nah, can't do it.
I love that. I love that. Honestly, I do, because that just, again, it speaks to who you are
Mhm.
as an individual, because I think that's something that a lot of us, when we are starting our new businesses or we're, bringing our vision to life, we go along with anything that is presented to us and never weigh out the detriment it could be to us, eventually the actual cost that we're going to have to pay in the future because we were a part of that. A lot of people don't think about that. So that's pretty dope, man.
Hmm?
That's pretty dope. Okay, so do you think, like, how do you think your faith in God and your trust that, and also because you believe that this is something God has given you, does that make you super protective of everything that you entertain?
I wouldn't say super protective, but I'm very protective. I'm protective of my brand, right? So you got to
Yeah.
think about it. When you put 11 years sacrificing, like I'm a husband and father, like that's what I put in this. I sacrifice a lot of family time. I've sacrificed a lot of, a lot of things to be able to put into my business. So when you put in that much energy into something, you don't want to mess it up. You don't want anything to destroy it or tear it down. So my brand is everything to me. What I stand for and how I carry myself in the industry is the most important thing to me when it comes down to impressive travels.
Okay. So, okay, let's talk about that too, because I think that's something that a lot of people, when we're branding ourselves, people just think branding, I don't know what some people think branding is because it's such a wide array of perspectives when it comes to what a brand is. So, what is your brand? Let me ask you this here. What is your brand? Just what's your brand?
So for me, when it comes down to impressive travels and the whole travel realm of everything, it's a luxury Black-owned travel agency that stands on great, amazing customer service, and just building us and just like Black empowerment, right? Black excellence. So that's the main thing for me is like Black excellence and showing it, not just talking about it, showing it and being able to see exactly what I offer and how much love I put into planning your vacations and how much energy I put into planning your vacations to the point that you don't have to worry about anything. That's the main thing. Just like you don't have to worry about nothing when it comes down to an impressive travels trip, right? Now, not to say I don't make mistakes. I have made mistakes, right? I've made mistakes, but the thing about it is, it's not the mistake that you made, it's how you fix it, right? And I've done that. Like I've ate like literally last month. One of my clients, I was in the midst of a group trip, planning it for one of my large group trips, and she submitted her deposit. I missed it, didn't see it come through, and when she called to make her final payment, the booking was canceled. So me automatically, what happened? Like, what did I do? Like, I'm going over now. I go from 0 to 1,000 real quick, so I went to instant panic mode. Like, what happened? And once I called her, she was like, "I sent it, but you never processed it." I was like, "Well, if you don't see a payment process, please let me know." But at that moment, only thing I can do, that's my fault. So I ate it. I rebooked her, and I ate the increase because that was on me. So it's all about how you fix something. It's not about what you did for any business. Once you fix it, that's it. That's all the client actually care about. So I gave her exactly the same thing she wanted. She had the same flight. She had the same hotel. Actually, I upgraded her room and still ate ate the difference because that was my mistake.
I love
So it's
that.
all about how you stand on your business.
I love that. So let me ask you this here question, because you and I, we talked a little bit about this here in your desires for the future. So you said you're a Black-owned business and you educate Black people. You do this here.
Mhm.
Do you think that segregates you as a business owner or
I'm
limits you?
I'm
Yeah.
always I'm gonna always be segregated. I'm Black American. Like what I do. So this is the thing, right? I pour into Black agents due to the fact I walk into a lot of rooms and I'm the only one there. I went to a conference last year. It was 130 agents. I was the only Black agent there. So I pour into other Black agents, not because I'm segregating from anyone else. It's just the fact that I want to build us as well. I want you to see us in these rooms as well, right? Not because I still mentor other agents too. It's not that I just only mentor Black agents. It's just the fact that I pour into them because we're not in the rooms. So for me as a black agent, to be the only black person in a room of 130 is an issue for me. So yes, I pour into black agents. Yes, I mentor black agents, but at the same time, I mentor other agents as well. Yeah, I have other agent friends. It's just the fact that when it comes down to the black agent in the travel industry, we don't have representation. So I try my best to educate us. You know, I'm not a gatekeeper because I'm a strong believer. What's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. So I'll share with them what I'm doing. What I'm doing might not work for you, but I don't have a problem with sharing it with you so you can learn. And then you take that and you use it the best way you can. Fix it, make it work for your model. Because it don't mean because what I'm doing is going to work for you, but I don't have a problem with sharing it with you.
Okay, we probably should have started out with this conversation first because I have a lot of questions now. So let me ask you this here, Marcus.
Mhm.
So, okay, so you say you have an issue when you walk into the room and you're the only black agent there.
Mhm.
So why do you think you're the only black agent there?
Sometimes we don't know of the opportunities that's out there, or we're not selling on higher scales. So, like the rooms like the conferences I'm attending and the rooms that I'm in, the agent sells 1 million and above in travel. So to even be invited, you have to sell $1 million in travel. And a lot of us aren't selling that high dollar amount. So that's my goal is okay, let me show you how to use your social media. Let me train you on Instagram. Let me show you how to create your reels and this, that, and the other to market your business. Like I have those conversations with them. Just had one of my guys, friends, I talked to him earlier today. He asked me, how can I get in luxury rooms? I went through the whole rundown with him, told him exactly what he needs to do to set himself up to transition into luxury travel.
So do you have events where you lecture on that?
So okay, so with me being over the DEI committee, um, within the next month or two, I will be hosting BIPOC Zoom calls, and that'll be more informative on educating and trainings and things like that.
I love that, and that's why I said because I could see where this conversation was going. That's why I said I really wish we would have this at the beginning because I think you're maximizing on it from what you're telling me. When you walked into the room and you're the only black agent in there, it creates opportunities for you in that room, but it also creates opportunities outside of the room. And I know that you are constantly pouring into people. I know that you're constantly pouring into people just from our conversations and so forth. But I think it creates opportunities and maybe even other business opportunities for you to educate others, elevate others to get in those rooms with you so that you're not the only black there. So I think that's amazing what you're doing, man.
So thank you.
I love everything that you're doing. No lie.
Thank you.
Yeah. So okay. So you want to be on television possibly in 5 years. What else is going to be for you in 5 years?
Um, goal is to transition in more of the corporate side of things, not closing impressive travels, but working in another realm of travel without having to do the hustle and bustle of trying to get the clients and the referrals and things like that. Hopefully, the goal is let my kids take over and I move into something else in the travel industry. That's the main goal.
I love that. I
Mhm.
love that. So, Marcus, what advice would you give someone who is whatever it is, whether it's travel or any type of business that they are trying to, or not trying to, they desire and they're planning to initiate? Like, what advice would you give someone that was in your seat 11 years ago?
I would say the main thing, I tell my people, my other agent friends, and anyone that I'm talking to about business and how I grew impressive travels. What you put into it is what you get out, right? A lot of people get and start doing something and it doesn't take off like they wanted to take off. So then they start slacking on it and not marketing it like they should be marketing it, right? One of my mentors told me in the beginning, you don't see a McDonald's commercial once a day, right? You don't see a Coke commercial once a day. Always promote yourself to the fullest. especially on social media. You have a free platform, public platform to promote yourself. And if the people on your page don't like you promoting yourself 3 to 4 times a day, they can always unfollow.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, if this is what you want to make your bread and butter, like you have to promote yourself and put that energy into building your brand. Always, but the main thing is just promoting yourself and staying consistent at it. Because once you started falling off, how can you expect me as a consumer watching you put my trust in you if you're not even putting it into your business?
Yeah. Yeah. And I love how you said about the posting on social media, because a lot of people, they don't want to get on other people's nerves. And it's like you said, if they don't want to
Follow me.
watch you, let them unfollow you.
Follow
It's okay. You probably don't even know the people anyway, but you cared about what they think. I don't care. I'm like, I'm going to post my stuff all day long.
Follow me. Because I'm going to share on Instagram and it's going to automatically share to Facebook 3 to 4 times a day. So if you don't like it, unfollow. Like that button right there, just click it because it's not going to stop.
So do you get any feedback on that? Like you
No, I
posted too
haven't.
much?
No one say anything. I haven't. Maybe because my stuff, like I try to keep my stuff fresh. I always try to change things around and make things fun and or let you see the luxury side of the travel. So a lot of people do want to see this. I can't understand my posting is tad bit different, but I haven't got any negative feedback on how much I post. Like a lot of people are always more encouraged. Like I can't believe how you stay on top of promoting your business on social media.
Love that. And I was at a conference, this was years ago, and the guy said he said, when you know that you're making an impact is when people tell you you're posting too much.
Mm.
He said, because if they're telling you you're posting too much, that means they're seeing it.
Oh,
And
for
he
sure.
said, yeah, he said that's when you know you're successful at it, when people start telling you, dang, you are posting too much. So
Yeah.
yeah. So we got a comment out here. So she said that happened to me. I booked a location based on the picture, and when I got there, the lake in the picture was a 3-foot mud hole.
But see, like with that, it's like literally, I actually go to these places, right? I go so I can know. So when my clients say, I want to go here, I have multiple options for you. I go to these destinations, especially when my females travel. It's like you have Big Brother watching you because I know who you leaving with. I try to, especially like when clients go to Jamaica, I put you with my driver in Jamaica. Brian is going to call me and let me know when you leave the property. He's going to call me when let me know you're back on property. Or he's going to text me or send me a WhatsApp, let me know that you're back. That's how, especially with my ladies, that's how like overprotective I am over my clients. I make sure they're safe. I make sure they're good. Once they get back, shoot them a text message or email or whatever, just check on them. That's just me automatically. Sometimes I even follow my clients on social media just so I can make sure everything is going well. Let's
so
talk.
Jamaica ain't safe? Because I was in Jamaica a couple of years ago.
That's not what I said. I'm saying just like for my ladies, just anywhere when my ladies are traveling, I just want to make sure they're good. So I like to put them with a driver that I know because I don't trust people like that. So especially when women traveling by themselves, they're a target. So I make sure my women are good when they leave. So I make sure I try to have a driver with them that I know they're going to be safe and they're going to get back to the property. So that's any destination. So I have drivers in majority of all the destinations I travel to.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, I was in Jamaica a couple of years ago and they had me scared to go to the KFC. I wanted some chicken. And they had me scared to go to the KFC. I was like, dang, is it that bad here?
That hour not worth the hype. You ain't miss nothing. It's not. It's better in South.
So somebody asked the question, Marcus, how many agents do you have?
I have 10. Yeah.
That's dope. Okay. So Marcus, I mean, man, we've been going an hour now. So this hour has gone by super duper fast. So Marcus, so again, what is what is the most valuable lesson you've learned that you continuously apply in your everyday life? What is the most valuable lesson you've learned?
If it comes down to travel, like I said, like with building my brand, it's but it's customer service. One thing that people will respect is showing them that you care, and going above and beyond for them when it comes down to travel. I make sure I educate my clients on everything I provide for them. I don't sell anything just to get a sale. So integrity in reality, just having integrity on my products and my brand, and standing on it on that to the core. And there's so much that I can say that I see other agents do that I refuse to do. It's not like I want to, sometimes I shortchange myself on certain things, but at the same time, I know to come back around again, but bigger.
I love it. I love it. So guys, I'm going to put Marcus's information up again, because as you can see, Marcus is very knowledgeable of what he's doing, and he's going to send you to beautiful locations and make sure that you're taken care of. So if summer is getting ready to come up, fall is getting ready to come up, and people want to get out. So if you're out there and you're taking a trip, get with Marcus. Let him book your next getaway. Let him plan your next getaway. You can contact him. I checked out his website. Dude, your website is like really cool too. I loved it. It's beautiful. I love that. It's super beautiful. But you can look at his website, check his website out. It is www.impressivetravels.com. Again, that's www.impressivetravels.com. Check him out. If you want to follow him on Facebook, you can follow him on Facebook. He is Marcus Williams on Facebook, and on Instagram, you can follow him at Impressive Travels. But you guys, summer is coming up, and support Marcus. He's doing his thing, and he's going to send you and take good care of you. So go out, check him out. I'm going to book a trip with you, Marcus.
Please
but
do.
I normally travel by myself, so I just need a pillow top mattress with white sheets that have over 2,000 thread count. And a beautiful view. That's all I need. I'm satisfied at that point.
Not until you've been once you get the Impressive Travels experience, you'll change that mindset.
Okay, okay, y'all. I'm gonna put Marcus to the test. I'm gonna book a trip with this dude, and I better be impressed with my travels. But guys, thank you for coming out, checking out the podcast tonight. Next Monday, we'll be back with Krista Brown as the guest, and we'll be catching up with her. She's been on a podcast before, but we'll be catching up with her next Monday. She's an extraordinary woman. She is out doing her things, and I need to connect you with Crystal because she's doing her stuff too.
Okay.
But yeah, a great woman, and she'll be on the podcast next Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And guys, we will see you then. Marcus, thank you for coming on again, man.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Real life stories and transparent conversations, hustle and grind, love and relationships, with all the tools for living your best life. It's the Dope Ass Dude Podcast. The Dope Ass Dude Podcast.